What if the secret to living stronger, leaner, and more alive in your 40s, 50s, and 60s and beyond wasn't about doing more, but about making one hard choice? Most women I talk to are exhausted. They're giving everything to everyone else, ignoring the signals from their body, and secretly wondering if feeling good again is even possible for them. And the answer is yes, but not in the way that you might think. Today's guest knows something about hard choices. He survived political persecution in Poland. He escaped as a refugee with nothing. He rebuilt his entire life from the ground up, and in doing so, discovered a philosophy that has since transformed thousands of people around the world. His name is Jerzy Gregorek. He's a 4-time world champion Olympic weightlifter, a poet, and the co-creator of the Happy Body program. And his message is simple: hard choices, easy life. In this conversation, Jerzy shares why most people are exercising wrong, how just 30 minutes a day can reverse biological aging, and what it actually takes to stop reacting to life and start creating it from the inside out. This episode is for every woman who is ready to stop abandoning herself and start becoming someone she is genuinely proud of. Welcome to Rewiring Health. Have you ever noticed your skin reflects your stress? I used to struggle with mine, dry, dull, reactive, until I started pairing nervous system regulation with products that actually honor your body. That's why I love Milk and Butterflies. They handcraft every formula with 100% organic ingredients and powerful aromatherapy oils. They aren't just products for your skin, they're rituals that restore hydration, resilience, and calm even in the busiest seasons of our life. You can try them for yourself and feel the difference. Head to Milk and Butterflies and use my promo code Dr. Kelly for free shipping. That's DRKELLY for free shipping. Also, check out the link in the description for the podcast. Welcome back to another episode of Rewiring Health. I am so honored to have Jerzy Gregorek on the podcast today. So thank you so much for joining me.
Well, of course. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you for inviting me. I am really happy to be here.
Yes, I'm so looking forward to this, and we're just chatting. This is going to be something that I think will really speak to so many. But before we get into everything that you do and the people you serve, do you mind just sharing your story of what brought you to what you do today?
Oh, you have 2 hours?
Well, we'll see what we can do. It's a big question.
So, yeah. I was born in Poland. I was 19. I became a fireman. Really liked to be a fireman. And the first time that I was going to fire, I had this feeling that somebody needs me. I've never had that feeling. I was 19 years old, right? So, but I really liked the feeling. So I liked the feeling so much that I stayed for 5 years, and then in the fire department, I went to Warsaw to the Fire Protection Engineering Academy. Spent there 4 years, and it was 1981. It was the time when Solidarity was attacked by the government, and the government wanted to use the fire department against demonstrations to color water, spray on people, and arrest them after. So we said no. I became the leader of the strike, and it ended up, with helicopters and tanks and all these police forces and so on. And then I ended up underground for 4 years. My mentor was captured, tortured, murdered, and the time was for me to leave the country. So I escaped to Sweden, then Germany, and ended up in US. But what happened really when I lost everything, I also gained everything, because I was embraced by Solidarity leaders, and they were people that they were motivated by ethics and morals, and they love people. So first time I really saw unconditional love in action I thought that these people don't exist. This is all fake. People try to be nice to people, but they have ulterior motives. And here I are, ended up with actually experience of that and changed my life. Then I ended up in US and started training as working as a personal trainer, helping people to get better. And my first work was at the power source in Burbank, and I was seeing people that were going to become members, and they had like 3 hour. And then I asked them what they want to, what they need to, what they would like to deliver for themselves. And there were so many different reasons, to feel better, to have more energy, to lose weight, to gain weight, to have more muscle, to be beautiful, to have no pains, and all the reasons, right? So then I was an Olympic weightlifter, so I pursued with them, really six things that over and over worked. I made them flexible, I made them stronger, made them quicker, made them with the good posture, talk about the body weight and the leanness. And when I really focused on that, everything was happening to everyone in a good way. So eventually people got what they wanted, and they were, proud that they achieved that, and their self-esteem got better. They were happier, and it worked.
Mm-hmm.
It worked with everybody.
Right. Absolutely. And I love that. And that's something I want to dive into because you talk about one thing that you mentioned is that hard choices, easy life. Do you mind diving into that more? Because there's that phrase of like, we can make a hard decision today and have an easier life after, or we can kind of skate by and then have a harder life later on. Do you mind sharing your perspective?
Sure, we probably need an image. So Angela and I went about 5 years ago to study dance and to enjoy really dance, right? So we went and we started dancing rumba and waltz and different dances and swing. But we had teachers over and over that they were pushing us and pushing more dances, and we couldn't memorize and we couldn't enjoy, the process. And over, we told the teacher, "Hey, stay with one dance. We need to really learn the dance so we enjoy it, so we like it." And over was the same story until we found one that the teacher that about a year ago that was able to actually deliver that to us. So we stayed with Ramba, and yesterday we had a lesson and we started dancing, we started liking, enjoying the dance, the movement, the music, and the rhythm. It's awesome, right? So there's always a skill involved in whatever we want to do. And this skill requires the efforts and requires the hard choices. If we look at movement as entertainment without skills, then we have a good time right away. We don't have to learn anything. But there is no skill buildup because of that. So we could be wanting the dance, the good thing, and entertainment too, like instant gratification. So we go to the gym and we want to have fun and so on and good experience, but there is no progress attached to it. There is no skill. So we got frustrated after a year or two. So where these hard choices are coming in, they're coming in when the challenge is there, where the progress is there, the skill is there, when we have to deliver something, and it's going to be hard. I don't know if you know the movie Stand and Deliver. So there's a teacher in Eastern LA and goes to the high school, and it's a horrible environment. Nobody believes in the students. Nobody believes in anything there. And he spends there 2.5 years teaching the students calculus. And after 2.5 years, all of them pass. And he delivers something amazing. But, he was able to have fun with them, was able to become the friend in a way, teacher, mentor, and was able to bring them in to study on Saturdays and Sunday. We're talking about East LA, right? Drugs and alcohol and, no way of doing things like that. He was able to do that. So, and then there is the joy, there is this pleasure amazing for whole life, right? Because when they pass calculus, they were able to go to college and do something that it was unimaginable for them. So where there is no hard choice, where is an easy choice, I run away from it. Why I would do something that I know what to do and I would just repeat it. If it's entertainment, fine. But if it's not, then it has to be something that makes me better over time.
I want to take a brief moment to pause from the episode to share something that I've noticed so many women struggle with, and maybe this resonates with you, that you do not feel safe to honor your own needs. You might be the one who learned how to be easy, capable, and reliable, and yet you're tired of overriding yourself. You're tired of explaining your no, you're tired of feeling guilty for wanting space, and tired of shrinking your truth to keep the peace. The thing that most people don't realize is that you can't actually protect your peace without a sense of inner safety. And without that safety, boundaries feel harsh, guilt feels unavoidable, and self-respect feels like something you're constantly working at instead of resting into. If you have that quiet, steady craving for self-respect, the kind that lives in your body, Self-Respect Reset was created for you. It's a guided, body-based experience designed to help you rebuild inner safety, trust yourself again, and honor your needs without guilt, explanation, or self-abandonment. You can find the link below, and I can't wait to... The link to join is in the show notes, and you'll find the link below in the show notes whenever you're ready. If this calls to you, you can find the link in the show notes to join. If this speaks to you, you can find the link to join in the show notes. Now back to the episode. Yeah, absolutely. And that I love that you share the view of fun with the growth and that they don't have to be mutually exclusive, that we can enjoy the journey of expansion and also understand that it's not going to be easy and that through the discomfort, that's really where we gain the growth. And so I love that. And what do you think as far as, many of the women that would listen to my podcast, it can feel like so much like they have to do all these things. So it ends up being like a to-do list versus like integration and embodiment. What do you find that helps people move past, I need to do all this versus really embracing the opportunity to expand themselves?
Well, is it too hard something that we want to do it, right? Mm-hmm. And how much time is that what we need to devote the time to something what we really want? Mm-hmm. So if it's chaotic, if it's too many things, they will overwhelm us and, there's not fun. And it's hard to see the measure, the progress, where is it? And especially with varieties and many things. So we designed this Happy Body program. You do 18 exercises, you do them every day, and you learn them. And then you eventually start enjoying them. And you enjoy the movement, you enjoy the progress, and every day you do them. So you don't have to think about exercise anymore after a while. It's like you would dance rumba, right? So you don't think anymore, and you do it. But if that one is designed to create better you over time, to deliver you, the body that you want, the flexibility, the strength, good posture, water body, right? Mindfulness, meditation, stress release. If all of it can be delivered in this 30 minutes a day, oh wow, what that was we created already. And when people actually do that, it delivers peace. It delivers this ability to practice something and not to be engaged anymore. What exercise, when, and how, and on and on and on. So the purpose of exercise is very clear,
Hmm.
right? To be flexible, to be strong, to be quick, to be agile, to have good posture. No more. It's like very simple, but it needs to be delivered too. It needs to be practiced, it needs to be daily, and it has to be like we have to learn to enjoy practice the same and get better in that the same. Like the dancing rumba, it's like we are awkward at the beginning and so on, but after a while we get better. And once we get better, we get it forever better. Like we will be dancing this rumba forever. It's not going to go away. So
Hmm.
skills are amazing things to pursue, any skills, because those skills stay, like learning how to ride a bicycle. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's almost like having that depth rather than surfacey, just trying and dabbling things, like going into the depth of understanding and having that repetition in there, and as well as the guidance can really help have some kind of belief in yourself in that. And how much does that play a role, like in someone, if someone is the person that typically starts things and kind of stops or dabbles in things and doesn't really follow through or have that depth, how much does belief in themselves to be able to follow through play a role in being successful?
Well, at the beginning is important because if the goal is there, and the goal like our dance, we would need a teacher. We need somebody that would help us. Also, two of us, we inspire each other. When one is tired and doesn't want to go for a lesson, the other, let's go. Why not? So we need bodies. We need really other people, and uh, we need really help during this process of building the skill.
Hmm.
Because at the beginning is frustration. Like I remember I was so frustrated by learning, rumba, the steps where they are and where my hand goes up and how we hold and all of it are just details and skills. And those skills are there in any learning system. So during this process, we have to have like a vision, like something to look forward. Like Viktor Frankl, he was in a concentration camp and he had this vision that he is going to be in Vienna and he's going to read out of his manuscript. The manuscript that was tossed at the beginning when he entered the camp, and he rewrote this manuscript in his head over and over and over and over again, and imagined that he will be in Vienna. And during this time where people were dying, people were sent to gas chambers and burned, and it's just like horrifying place that everything was happening like that, and he was still capable of imagine something good, something positive, and that's why we have a logotherapy, right? You have this, amazing ability of a person to focus on the good. So, where is it here? The skill. I imagine I will be, dancing rumba at the competition somewhere, right? And and with my wife, and it's an amazing drive that we can have. So we have to imagine this goodness, in front of us. Where are we going? And it has to be great. It cannot be small. It has to be great. If we want to be strong, let's get strong, right? If we want to be flexible, let's get flexible. Let's train. Let's like train like athletes. That so in a way, the happy body was, created this way to be athletic lifestyle medicine. Athletic, it means, hard choices, improvement and skills. And eventually this medicine becomes the dance.
Absolutely. I love how you combine that, the mind and the body because it's inseparable and it's like the stronger our body is, stronger our mind becomes, stronger our mind becomes, stronger our body can become. And I think that's just really powerful to understand that it's like a rising tide raises all ships. As you do one thing, everything else improves in that way as well. And so I know one thing that you talk about is like training the mind and calming the mind. What are some things that you integrate to help someone go from maybe that fear aspect to more of like an empowered aspect of their life?
Well, we created a pranayama breathing, incorporating into repetitions of the happy body. So let's say when you do pranayama, you inhale for about 4 seconds, then you hold the breath for 8 seconds and exhale for 4 seconds. That's about 16 seconds. And that's how we do repetition in the happy body. You inhale, you flex certain body parts, then you lift, you stretch, you return, and then exhale. And that happens every repetition for 30 minutes. If that happens, you are mindful about that. The mindfulness becomes the part of the training. And also it becomes meditation because you go from step to step. So your mind stops really ruminating about things of the world, and it helps you to calm down, relax. So eventually, after 30 minutes of doing that, we become soft, we become calm, and we feel the joy of the moment. Meditation is important in life, and especially the mindfulness and calming down, stress release. That's why sometimes, people, when after 30 minutes, my clients, when they come out, they say, come out of the place where they did the exercise, they are spaced out. And they say, why I'm spaced out? I say, you meditated for 30 minutes. It's like you don't remember anymore the things that you were worrying about. So it's gone, right? So it's important to have some kind of meditative system built in the routine, that daily routine that we could have that can help us with the mind that comes down and enjoys the present moment. The present moment that is not only the present moment that is an entertaining present moment, but the present moment that can link into the future better you.
I love
Yeah.
that. And like as you're speaking, because one thing, we want to have that vision, but not be so attached to it that that becomes the end all be all so that we can't enjoy the journey. How do you help people navigate where it's like having the vision, seeing the end goal, but not being so attached that it either makes or breaks their journey if they're not
Mhm.
necessarily meeting that end goal? So how do you embrace the journey without feeling like the outcome is the end all be all?
That's a good question. My coach was saying, Olympics is a flicker over the horizon. It's not a fire. So
Yeah.
what it means is that the goal is big and is far away, right? And now what we need to is we need to practice. But in the daily practice, we need to find the joy and pleasure in doing it. So all this micro progressive system has to be involved, that we are ready to break the records. We are happy when we break them. So we are not fearing them and so on. So the expectation is another element here. We tell people zero expectations, big goals, but no expectations. So it's not really important to go to Olympics or not. It's important to have that goal that you want to go. But if you don't go, you don't go. And it's okay. You learn something. You learn as much as you could throughout this time. It's not for you to go to Olympics, but it's okay. It's not like something that when we expect actually to be there, that's where the problem happens. So all expectations is the mind system that we have to learn how to, you know, how not to have it in our mind, how
Mhm.
to have, because as soon as we have it, then we start complaining, we start blaming, we become sarcastic, negative, angry, irritated, and so on, because there was some expectations somewhere.
Mhm. Right. And it's like when we set those expectations, we look at the lack and what's not happening versus focusing on the progress and what is happening for us. And it can be so easy to get into that hole of scarcity and feeling like we're never doing enough when
Yeah,
we,
no, no ending story, right?
right. Absolutely. Yes. It's our brain's definitely programmed towards that negatively driven aspects of it. So yeah, it takes some effort to recognize the progress in ourselves in those moments, especially. And for someone who maybe is trying to make some changes in their life, they're recognizing that they're on a path that's not beneficial to their health and they're trying to just navigate that. What would be one thing they could start with today that would make a big difference in their journey?
Having education is really important. So let's say buy the Happy Body book and read it. Just read it, right? So, it is written for people to inspire them, to motivate, to educate them why to do what to do. The other thing is you can find a person that is in the gym somewhere that is inspiring. It has to be somebody that is old enough that went through life and learn how to be good, how to be incredible, right? So if you look at somebody, 40 years old, incredible looking, that is not yet awesome. But when you look at the 70-year-old and looking awesome, that is incredible. And also, you can learn from that one. So,
Mhm.
health is complex. It requires how to exercise, how to eat, when to eat, and how to meditate. So, a lot of elements, how to live long. And if we start inflaming the body or inflaming the body with exercise, because once we exercise too much, we can have inflammation for a long time. And then the food that we eat and the way that we live life, if we ruminate, we invite inflammation into the body system. If we calm down, cool, right? So we don't have that. It's a cooling system. So the cooling system can be with food, with meditation, with exercise. It doesn't have to be heat up. And so the one thing at the beginning would be find something that you want to do is like a big goal. What is it that you would love to happen to you, right? And what that would be. And once you have it, then focus on it. You just stay with it. Stay with it. And it needs to be something for 2 years, for 3 years, not really for 1, 2 weeks and, and
Not
go
a
to
big enough
that.
vision.
Yeah, well, then, because these things will not really deliver really much. And so the goal is important. What is your goal? And could you really have a focus to pursue this goal for 2 years, to find a plan for it, to plan the strategy for it, to do it every day. What is it that you care so much? And that's where our passion comes in, right? How do we care for something? If you find something like that, then you will find people that can help you. You will find books to read that can help you. You will find, the society that can help you with that. But you have to have the vision. You have to have that goal. If you want to be MD in India or wherever you are, and in Asia, where it's maybe Africa, if you have the strong vision, you will find a way. You will find people that will help you step by step to move you and so on. You will study like crazy. You will learn. You will have good grades, and maybe you will have the scholarship, whatever. You will find the way, and people will come to you. When you are obsessed in learning, obsessed in getting somewhere, people will come to you. It's amazing, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing how things conspire for your vision once you make it clear and the synchronicities that happen in your life that when you are open to that, it's like literally placed in front of you. And it may be the book, it may be a podcast, and just gives you that next step towards whatever it is, towards that vision. But it is powerful. And I think that's something that is not utilized as much as it should be, is having that vision, because I think a lot of people react to life rather than creating life and creating that vision so that they can direct life for
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah, it's not important really where we are today. It's important really what is our goal,
Yeah.
right? So if we get it, that we become creative, like you say, the creativity is is the drive toward it. And creativity is always positive. Goodness is on its side. So it can pull us out of negativity. And once the creativity works, the education works, the skills work, everything works, and we feel good because of it.
Mhm.
So yes, creativity. Actually, I started at Saybrook University. I'm working on a PhD in creativity. Is the one of those. So I work in humanistic psychology department with the specialization in creativity, innovation, and leadership. So I see creativity as a uh, main energy to pull us out of the negative, whatever
Mhm.
negative is, whether it's thinking and behavior, whatever it is. I think the creativity is this doorway into the goodness and away from the bad.
Yeah, I
Like Viktor Frankl was creative, right? He was
Mhm.
he was writing his script, and also he had huge goal. You see, he had a goal, and he was writing his script. He was creative in his mind over and over, and help him to be creative and not to be sucked by the terror of the surrounding. I mean,
Mhm.
horrifying surroundings, and
Yeah.
still was able to do it. He's our teacher. He's
Mhm.
telling us, hey, I could do it. You can do it in your place, right? You can have the vision. You can have the creativity. Just step in and deliver it to yourself.
Absolutely. And I think that's a huge reason for a lot of suffering, because you can be very just stuck in thinking that you're powerless, but it is truly the imagination, the creativity, the ability to see something outside of your reality that sparks that interest, makes it more fun. I mean, I think kids naturally do this, but somewhere along the way it gets stifled. And I think that's where you see a lot of that suffering in some adults because of the lack of creativity and making differences in their life.
Yeah, the creativity also, takes us away from expectations. When we become creative, we become really dealing with whatever it is, right? Uh, my daughter is an artist and she studies in Portland and she works in sculpture. And once she goes in, to ceramics, and I watch sometimes people when they go in and start doing it, something is happening. Something is like a present moment is happening for them. They are creative. They are doing it. They are, changing and altering things. And it's just an amazing place to be. Art is one of the ways to help us to with our insanity, in our lost thinking, the negative thinking. So it's yeah, definitely creativity is our savior.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree. And going into the back to some of the health things that we've talked about, what do you believe are some of the misunderstandings or misconceptions that people broadly believe but maybe are not true when transforming their health?
Well, first is I think there's the exercise, the exercise that is a chore, right? People feel like they have to exercise because they want to lose weight, for example, right? And exercise hard so the VO2 max is high, right? It's really, in the truth, we don't need much exercise. It's very little, actually. When I look into blue zones, I don't see people exercise at all. I
Mm-hmm.
see them doing daily chores, right? Gardening, walking to a church, being on a horse. Not really much. So, why we have the obsession of running for 1 hour and exhausting ourselves? That is could be the skill problem,
Mm-hmm.
because we can go to the stadium and do sprints.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say run 10 seconds and rest 3 minutes. Good time.
Mm-hmm.
Run 10 seconds and rest 3 minutes. So when you think about sprinters, and sprinters mostly sit and rest.
Mm-hmm.
So when a sprinter runs, practices coming out of blocks. Say, look at the Usain Bolt, the fastest man on the planet. He
Mm-hmm.
will run 3 seconds, rest 3 minutes. Run 3 seconds, rest 3 minutes. So after 1 hour, 20 runs, he only exercised for 1 minute.
Mm-hmm.
59 minutes is rest.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Olympic weightlifters do the same thing. Snatch, 3 minutes rest, 4 minutes. Pole vaulting, it's the same thing. You run, you jump, 3, 4 minutes, go another run.
Mm-hmm.
And this kind of exercise creates the most beautiful athletes on the planet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When you look at the Olympic Stadium, wow, these people are incredible,
Mm-hmm.
awesome. They almost don't exercise at all.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, how much do we really need, right? The,
Right.
the quality goes really up. But people say, oh, I'm not an athlete, this kind, and so on. That's why we created the Happy Body program for people to be athletic in a normal life.
Mm-hmm.
How much do we really need? So our program, the strength, the everything, what is inside, is based on the 80-year-old Olympic weightlifter, 80-year-old,
Mm-hmm.
not the 40-year-old and 50-year-old, but 80. So we can, achieve this level of 80-year-old when we are in 40s and 50s and 60s, right? It would
Mm-hmm.
be easier for us to actually practice and get there. So it's the possibility is there, and when we start something, we have to go very slowly. So start somewhere where the beginning is. Find out where actually to begin. The beginning is difficult. So let's say you squat, and at a certain point you have knee pain or hip pain.
Mm-hmm.
So you squat toward the box or the chair, and you have the pain. So raise a little bit up, and then you find a place where you don't have pain,
Mm-hmm.
and it's, let's say, 23 inches. And then when you don't have pain, then there is no reason to squat toward that anymore. You go to 22 inches, and then you feel tension, right? It could be that the tension is good. If the tension is good, after a week or two, disappears, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if it's too much, then you went too far down. So let's say it disappeared at 22. You go another inch down, 1/2, and you keep doing, opening that body, healing that body, stretching that body, making that body flexible, the water. And in a year or two, you sit all the way down, like in a Chinese squat, like the baby, like you were born. And you pop up, I like to watch the children pop out of the squat when they are 1 year old. When they are 1 year old or before, they are better in sitting in a squat position than standing. They stand
Mm-hmm.
up and wobble, they squat back.
True. Yes.
So they are really great in actually the squatting. We lost that completely. We are
Mm-hmm.
losing it. And losing because we don't practice, right? We don't
Yeah.
have that daily practice. So the happy body was created to deliver this daily practice, like hygiene for the body, like brushing teeth. We
Yeah.
move in very direction, open the body, twisting, moving down, up, and opening the spine so the spine is flexible, so you have good posture. So you will never become this old person slouching, and it's all conditions and results of the way of life. It's not really the results of being sick, ill, or whatever it is. When we become that way, it is sad because we become our mind, how the mind is, but we
Yeah.
are not really equipped to know
Mhm.
what is good. That's
Yeah.
why we created the happy body. You
Mhm.
take it, you practice on daily basis, and in a week, right away, you feel the body is more open, the body is more flexible, and the body is happier. You
Mhm.
feel
Yeah.
good, right? Once
Mhm.
you feel good, oh, okay, I felt good.
Yeah.
So a little bit more, and start with 1 pound, 2 pounds. Be kind to yourself. It's not really. It's like with the Olympics, in 10 years, you will be a lot of better, right?
Mhm.
But if you don't do it, if you don't do something constructive, something that has this compound interest, you will
Mhm.
get worse.
Mhm.
And our aging happens. It means we get less muscle, we get weaker over time, stiffer over time. And all of this will happen to you no matter what, right? So, because we get older, it's just like that. So, if those things happen, we need something to help us to either delay that or not to have it. There are people
Mhm.
who are extremely flexible at their 100 years, right? They have hundreds and more, and they are flexible and they are strong. So why not, right? There is a
Right.
possibility there. So we tell people, okay, you have the happy body, learn how to do it, practice it, and enjoy it, find the joy in it. And you will have it when you're 100 years old. And when you're 100 years old, you will have fun with your great grandchildren or skiing or skating or
Mhm.
whatever it is. You should
Yeah.
be able to do those things.
Mhm. Yeah, I love that. And just it really goes into that quality of life, not just quantity. You can live long but not have a quality of life. And so I love that aspect of it. And I'm curious about your beliefs because common beliefs are like, oh, we age, everything just gets worse, and all the terms I hear people say, oh, I'm 50, everything's breaking down. All these beliefs that people can hold that if you have that belief, inevitably you will move in that direction. I'm curious about your beliefs because you're aging differently than many people. So what's your belief system about aging and longevity and quality of life?
Well, I'm aging too, so I'm 71, but I all the weightlifters or swimmers or runners, their records go down, right, from the
Mhm.
top down, but they are still records that they're really high to the
Mhm.
normal people. So my 70-year-old, when the 70-year-old comes into my place, he looks and behaves like my father, right?
Mhm.
When he finds out that we are the same age, it's crazy for that person, right? So then, because of that, there is also inspiration for some people, but other people is really hard to really see it.
Mhm.
So I usually spend a lot of time with people so they could embrace the situation and see in the situation that is possibility. What is possibility there? If somebody is like that, I can be like that, right? So
Mhm.
I try to pass that concept, that the mind concept. If
Mhm.
somebody in the world is 8 year old and is incredible, for me is inspiration. I competed in 2002 in Melbourne, and there
Mhm.
was this weightlifter who came in, and he was 80 years old, and I was in 40s, and he lifted weight that was equal to his body weight, and I was just thinking, wow, that's it's incredible, because when I was in Poland when we were like 15 years old, that was the best of us could do it, right? And he is 8 year old. He comes to the banquet after the championship. He
Mhm.
comes with his wife, who is 80 probably too, and they walk like tigers, like soft, and they walk like dancers, right? And they pick up the champagne and talk to each other. And I look at that with Angela, my wife. I say, holy moly, he's 8 years old. And look at him. He's just like, I became so envy, so jealous of that it's like in my mind, I want to be 8 year old like that. I
Mhm.
will do everything to be that way. So to have these images of people that could do something in the future and show us that it's possible, I think that is really amazing and important for us to actually see. Now is only a question how to get it. Not really that where to get it, but how to get it.
Right.
And the journey without the expectation is a beautiful journey.
Mhm.
So when there is no expectation, we can find the joy in the today and tomorrow and the day after. The present moment, we can embrace the present moment, and we can enjoy the present moment. As soon as we try to do too much, then we are not enjoying our present moment. When it's not enough, then we are not enjoying building the better us in the future. So it has to be enough. It has to be something where, so, we are really asking all people that read the Happy Body to become the master of their lives.
Mhm.
And it's necessary really to be that way, because there is no way that anybody can help you there somewhere. Wherever you are somewhere in your home, and the most beautiful thing is that you're somewhere in the home, somewhere in the country or on the planet, and you can create for yourself this beautiful way of living on your own, in
Mhm.
your room, and nobody needs to know about that. I
Mhm.
love that concept.
I love that. It's amazing, and it's just so empowering. And just for anyone who maybe is looking at their external world and feels like they're very stuck or stifled, it's like starting there, that you get to create that experience within yourself in the privacy of your own self, and then start there. And I'm curious, you've done so much in your life. What is your vision that pulls you forward? What's something that you envision in your life of embracing more growth in your journey?
So the first 2 years when I started PhD, I was studying mind body medicine.
Hmm.
And after 2 years, I really shifted to humanistic psychology. And why I did that is because I knew what to do.
Hmm.
I knew the plan. I knew the goals for people. And I watch people to go away from something that is beautiful but hard to do.
Hmm.
So, you know, over and over, I thought about how to fall in love with something that is good for you, but you don't like it.
Hmm.
And that question pondered on me.
That's
And
quite a
then,
question.
yeah, and I got obsessed on that. And I started writing poetry, and I started writing Fatalist and the Master dialogues, and digging in. What is this that, could help, people in the world to
Mhm.
look into their lives and say, well, it is a good thing, but I don't like it.
Mhm.
But now, how I can make it that it could be me, right? So that is already a shift. So that shift, I'm still working on it. So I'm still working on it. It's like with the happiness is in your hands, right? So why not to be happy? Or goodness is in your hands. So why not to create it, right? So it is life sometimes is a hardship. It's really hard for us, and it's really hard to come out of it. But the vision is important. The vision that it can get better, and if what we want to do, we don't like it because we like something else, then smart thing to do is to stay with it and make the part of you that good thing that you want to become. And that is the highest wisdom that I could pass on people. I'm still working on it, how to actually somebody who is in the situation make it happen.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think it is such, even just asking that question, it's so powerful. And it's something that I think each and every one of us could ask ourselves that question and get those answers and trying to figure out like how do you embrace the challenge for growth and really lean into those things in every aspect of our lives. So I think it's super powerful just asking
Yeah,
ourselves that.
yeah,
And
especially, when it's something likable, but we don't like it, right?
right.
So,
Hmm. Yeah.
but how you fall in love with something that is good for you, but you don't like it, and
Yes.
well, here it is. So
Yes.
I think it's complex, but the more if we could flip into it, that actually surpass that place that uh, into the mind that is wise and say, okay, I think it's a good idea.
Hmm.
So that is already big, right? So
Hmm.
that could happen that because there is a coincidence in life, but it can also happen that because we read. I think that reading books is important that or podcasts like this one, that any podcast, because people want other people to get better. And so the more podcasts, the more messages, the more this vision that there is 80-year-old up there, right? And I can be like that too. And why not? So the Zen saying is, you go forward, you get better, and you die. And then you go backward, you get worse, and you die.
Yeah.
So the punchline is, why not to go forward?
Right. You're so right. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. And again, going back to choices, you always have a choice, but why not choose
good
the
life, right?
yeah, the joy, the more fruitful aspect of that. Yes. And I think it is so powerful. Like with the reading, the podcast, like you get something from every person that you are
Yes.
exposed to. There's something that you take home. I was listening to a podcast on my drive back home today, and I'm like, gosh, it just like you could feel the switch. I'm like, wow, that's a different way to think about things. So I think it's through these conversations and through expanding your vision and seeing things from a different perspective, you get to see yourself differently. And I think that's so powerful in it.
Yeah, we can flip it into that the brain, the mind that actually it is wise, it is
Mhm.
smart to do something what is good for us, but it's hard, it's difficult, and
Yeah.
it's skills but when we practice enough, we
Mhm.
can create this magic for ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's, the power of it is just integrating that and, that having that consistency and bringing things into your life that help that grow in a way. And I think that's so powerful. And I'm so grateful for everything you shared. I think it just really gives people that like hope of like, it's not always do more, more, more. Everything's not enough. It's that like, okay, what can you integrate into your life and have fun and live a life that feels like you're constantly growing. And I love that you're going for your PhD, in this time of your life. I think that's fantastic and what an inspiration to so many people like that maybe are in their 40s and saying, "Oh, I waited too long." Like you are that example. So I love that you live what you share.
It's a journey. It
Hmm.
is not PhD, but it's a
Yeah.
journey,
Yeah.
and we are having, because my wife is doing PhD in mind body medicine. We started both 4 years ago. Why we started? Because our daughter went to college. So I told Daniela, okay, what are we going to do with ourselves? We get crazy here. So let's go and do PhD. And so we started PhD, and our daughter started her college, and we're all in
Awesome.
college.
That's awesome. Oh
And
my
now
gosh.
we started really talking very interestingly because she's working on her, essays, and we are very close to our dissertations. So sometimes we start talking about some concepts that overlap. Really, it's
Yeah.
amazing. It's very interesting. she is going to work on an essay, something about the space, the time, and grieving as or absence. So very interesting concept, and we started actually reading books about that together. So it, it's like it's expanded. You never know what's waiting for you, and why not to evolve? We know we will die one day, but so what? Then you live life, and okay, is that PhD? PhD for us is just fun. We enjoy it. We enjoy, working on that. We enjoy the process. We enjoy other people meeting. So something is happening to us. It's just the same like talking to you. There is a podcast and you talk and something like one thing, you take it out of it. 1 second, something, one word is said in different way. And then it shifts you like a poem. You read a poem and takes you to somewhere else into your life. But suppose the poem's supposed to do that, and then once it happens, you are somewhere else in your life, and you evaluate that life in some way, and then you get insights, and you agree to certain things that you wouldn't agree before. You accept that something, and maybe you let go of other things. So it's like these experiences during the process of journey that is has hard choices every time, but it's also the joy when it's micro progression is built in, like in the happy body. Then we can do the present moment. We can learn how to enjoy it and build the skill meantime. Like we found this teacher, we found one teacher and really works with it this way. We enjoy, we laugh, and we dance, and we forget about the movements. We come back again, forget about, come back again. Okay, all is good. It's supposed to be that way. It's not like we forgot and you start thinking about yourself negatively that you will never learn this again, or you are too old for that, and this fatalistic brain is ignited, and then the life is not good. The life is good in the creative, no expectations, practice of something that has skills, and keep practicing and keep practicing. Surround yourself with people that they are positive. They're as soon as you hear something negative, uh, go away, because you're not equipped really to deal with negative people. And not many people are capable with facing negative people and actually help them, right? So, once I tell my clients, once you engage somebody is negative, they say, "Oh, I don't have time. Yeah, I'm sorry, I have to go." You don't have to tell another person that is negative. Just go away and find positive people, and they will elevate you. And then you will elevate them. It's like we help each other.
Yeah, it's like that energy of the growth energy, like you're talking about your family. It's like everyone's just raising each other up in the conversations, and it's like it's so profound to have those people who want to grow and become better be around you, because it really is, you can see yourself in a different light, and it's magnetic. So it really is. And it's only like when you get lost in the journey, you can look back and see how far you've come too, which is really powerful. And I have so enjoyed this conversation. It's something I think that will really resonate with so many and help them start to make those little shifts in their life for more joy. And I would love for them to connect with you. How can they find you and your program? Where can they find that?
TheHappyBody.com is our web. There is a book, there are videos, and I also started this building habits program. Every day I do 9 a.m. The Happy Body from a different perspective. Every day has different purpose. Like today we do flexibility, tomorrow we do strength, and then speed, the posture, and then the mindfulness, and the joy day. Joy day is Sunday. So Sunday, the joy day. And it's 30 minutes, and people come and, learn the skills, but also they learn to enjoy, have different focus. Becomes this masters of the life. Independence is a beautiful thing. And the freedom, of course, is needed to have a choice. But independence is something that, I love America about it. It's this independence that the country leaves you to be independent. And now you stand and deliver to yourself. Of course, that is really hard. It's really difficult. A socialistic country, they care more for people, and that is a different system, right? So in America, you are the master. You're supposed to be master of your life, everyone. So if you go to Whole Foods, you have everything available there, right? And okay, that's America. That's everything is there, and it's up to you now. What are you going to pick up, right? It's not really, America is not about this is better, this is worse, and so on. America is to deliver everything, and now it is your choice. So now, so it's just in a way important to educate yourself, constantly evolve, because your choices are needed when you need to make them, because everything is in front of you.
Yeah. Yeah. Which can be very overwhelming if you don't feel like you have a clear vision and what you actually want in your life. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
yes.
It's so powerful. And I'm going to put everything in the show notes for everyone listening. Definitely connect with Jerzy. I am so grateful for everything you shared today. I know it's going to make a difference in people's lives. So thank you for what you do. Thank you for sharing your journey. And thank you for everything that you've given today. It's so valuable.
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you for great questions, and thank you for being there for people, and like opening this window toward the wisdom, toward something that is good, even though it could be hard. But eventually, like I said, when you practice enough, when you actually talk a lot about it, it can become you.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the whole point of rewiring health. I truly believe it's like
Oh
making those
yeah.
little connections, and you get to rewire your entire health, mental, physical, emotional, just by those little connections. And I know this is going to make some of those connections happen for
I
people.
love the title.
Oh, thank you. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
it's like we are going to PhD program. This is just the same thing, and people were asking constantly us after the book was published. But where is the research? Where is the research? Where is the research? I answer, it's coming, it's coming. So it's coming now, right? So it's like rewiring yourself. So
Yes.
in this PhD, we are also rewiring ourselves,
Yeah.
and soon the book will be. We will have the research citations and 100 pages of
That's
it.
it. And you know what? The wisdom, which doesn't necessarily have citations, but it's lived, and
Yes.
there's so much to be gained from people's lived wisdom.
Yeah, of course,
Yeah.
and it's like it's just only how to stay creative,
Yeah.
how to get there, and
Yeah.
how to have these voices that like you are, providing the voices, that the images that at certain point help somebody somewhere
Yes.
in the country
Yes.
listening to you and say, oh. Well, this sounds good. Maybe I should think about that, and maybe I should, do something about that.
Yeah.
Rewire myself.
Yeah. That's it. It could be that spark to start seeing life differently. And then you start to see the things that bring in that path. And that's it. So I know that this is another part of that someone listening to this conversation is going to take some amazing things home. And I'm so grateful for everything you
Yeah,
shared. So,
yeah.
and
Thank you, and thank you for what you're doing. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, sure, for sure. And for anyone who's listening, please share this episode because it's, again, sharing this can really help many people
yeah,
transform their lives from the inside out. So
yeah.
thank
Of
you so much for
course.
being here.
Yeah, thank you, Kelly. Appreciate it.
Thank you for spending this time with me today. If something in this episode stirred your truth, reminded you of your worth, or helped you see your patterns with more compassion, you're already rewiring your life. Remember, you don't have to earn your place, overgive to be valued, or shrink to keep the peace. You get to honor your voice, you get to protect your energy, you get to live aligned with who you really are. If you're ready to go deeper, explore more tools, or join a community of women walking this same path, head over to drkellykessler.com. Everything you need to continue this journey is waiting for you. Until next time, take a deep breath, trust yourself, and keep choosing the version of you who feels like home.